Not sure if y'all can hear me or not. I can't really see you guys, so I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. All right, well, I need to claim some of these guys anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and do that because I haven't done it. So we're going to go ahead and start from today where I didn't collect my spheres. Okay, so I should be live. And I do see some people are here, which is cool. I am in the library actually right now. Cool. Nice to have you guys with me. I'm not able to pull this up on my screen, so for some reason the chat is not visible for me while I am on here, so I'm gonna have to figure that out, which is weird because usually I can pull it up real quick. So give me a sec, but basically I am going to claim some of these rewards real quick while I'm figuring out what is going on with my end. I should be able to see the live stream as well. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to figure out what is going on here. Looks like this is still loading, so hopefully the campus Wi-Fi is working here. I apologize, guys. I know I'm a little bit early too, so hopefully that's okay. Let's see if I can get this to pop up on my screen here. The visual has some lag. Okay. All right, we will get this all squared away. I know I've been having some connectivity issues. I think that's just part of what goes into this. But okay, so we got a question. When will the event Children of Prophecies take place? I think it might be a while because they are, the devs are talking about having the water titans be the focus soon. So with that being the case, I think it's going to be a little while before we actually see a regular Children of Prophecies event. Um, we just had the Fire Titans specifically. So, Raphael, I think it's going to be a little while before we actually see a Children of Prophecies event, just because, we did have that recent Fire event for, the Fire Titans, which the Hero Wars community, well, the devs count as a Children of Prophecies similar event. So sadly, we won't see that for a little bit. Hopefully that answers your question. Sadly, we don't get to pick which Super Titans we want. And I'm still having some real bad connectivity issues here, guys, and I apologize. I will get this squared away. Okay, here we go. Now it's wanting to pull up for me. All right, now I can see you guys in your comments, so now I can get rid of this. Apologies for that. but I do still have to, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you claim the top fan gift from the Facebook page. And if you don't have that, let me know. I can probably try to get that to you guys, or I'm sure there are other ways to get that there as well. All right, so ×4 Emerald sale for Labor Day. I think it's possible. I'm not going to go with likely. I think last time what they did was they did skin stones, and they had a sale on that, but I don't think it was a ×4 sale, but it's possible. I mean, I know Hero Wars likes to throw in some surprises. Pets, oh my goodness. I don't even, pets are one of the most expensive things in game, one of the most, I mean, I think time consuming as well, because you have to, do each adventure and hope you get either chaos particles or the specific, stone that you need. So that is, in my opinion, one of the most frustrating parts of the game right now for me. I am able to upgrade some levels for my pets, but it is just slow going. So, okay, I think that's all I wanted to grab from there for now. I didn't even grab the top fan gift, but it's taking too long, so I will grab it later. But here are the two that I grabbed, which are the normal ones that we have. Gonna claim these gifts real quick. I haven't really done anything in game. I know, you guys usually have some questions, so if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna be mainly running through most of these daily quests because I have not done a lot of them today. So yeah, and I am in the library. I know, people have been asking, but yes, I am in the library. This is actually one of the nicer rooms. It's semi-soundproof, and hopefully the echo is not too bad. I can't really tell, but we also have the Legacy of the Great Ones event, and I want to claim as much of this as possible because these are really important for hero artifacts, and hero artifacts actually make a huge difference, especially later in game. Just having one maxed out as opposed to 5-star makes a game-changing difference in arena, grand arena, because the margin for error is really small. I wish I was in a computer lab. But yeah, I know also tonight there's some playoff basketball going on, so I think I'm going to end up watching some of that later tonight with some buds. So, obviously we're going to be doing all the social distancing and everything like that with the protocol for the school, but it should be fun and nice to, see some fellow, I didn't claim that, see some fellow students, so that'll be fun. I don't really anticipate being there too long, but it'll be nice just to say hi and hang out for a little bit and watch some of the basketball games that are going on for the playoffs. I think specifically a lot of people want to see the Clippers play, so I might sneak over and see what's going on with that game. I don't know if any of you guys are following any sports right now. I think NHL has been going on for a while, and I know NBA is right now in the playoffs as well. But yeah, that's kind of what we're talking about. All right, so let's see. I am going to open some Titan artifact spheres because I need to continue to upgrade my Titans. And it's slow going when you pull them from the free chest. Just is how it is, nature of the beast. But it's always, 50. I love seeing 50 from a free pull. That is like the dream. It's too bad it wasn't the Araji attacking artifact, but that's okay. That's the one that I'm working on right now because I want to finish my Araji. I'll show you guys, but basically I'm getting really close to finishing out all his artifacts. And once Araji's done, I'll be happy because that is someone that is very lethal in the Titan area, right? Or Titan realm, as most people know. Should you divide all the artifacts or spend them on one? Should get all of them tomorrow. Okay, so that's a great question, Gary. And I'm assuming, okay, to clarify, are you talking about heroes? You're talking about heroes, right? So for heroes, with artifacts, I would probably go. Okay, so with the yeah, with the heroes, I would go with the first artifact. Make sure that you get that to 100%, which is pretty easy to do because 100% just means it's 3 starring. I'll get to that, but um, I would make sure that your activation percentage for your artifacts go off 100% of the time, and I will show you what I mean by that right now. Actually, I'm gonna go to expeditions and make sure I'm not just sitting here while my heroes could be doing work for me. So I'm going to claim these. Glad they reworked these artifact quests because I was getting like no rewards from these guys. And there we go. So got some more chaos cores on the way. Always need chaos cores. Okay, so artifacts. So when I focused on a hero, I started with the first artifact skill, and this is a team one. So basically, as soon as your first hero skill goes off, uh, I wanted my activation chance, this buff essentially, to my entire team to go off and to be 100%. So for this activation chance to be 100%, you need to make sure that you have at least 3 stars. See, this is an absolute one, but let me find an example. So here you can see I have a 2-star Ishmael first skill, and the activation chance is 60%. What you really want to have is it to be at 100. So once you get, the 3-star for your first skill, it's at 100%. That's kind of the key there. Then after you get that first one done, then I would say move to the second artifact. That one's really key for your hero, and then I'd probably focus on getting this one up to 3 stars and your last one up to 3 stars as well. And then from there, I'd focus more on your second one because that's key, especially for your damage dealer. For Kark, this armor penetration plus physical attack is what makes Kark so dangerous as an attacker. So I don't know which specific attacker you use for DPS or damage, but Kark is really good. Of course, Lars is great as well. He's the attacker for the twins set, as most people are aware. And then Satori is really good as well. Kira, those are some main attackers. I love, Ju is one of the best attackers in the game for single bosses. Yasmin's really popular because, she came out later in the game. But essentially, you want to focus on the first skill, getting that to 100%. Then the second one, you want to basically, go as far as you can with that. And the third one, that one also helps, but it mainly just focus on the main stat for your hero. So here it's agility, which just diversifies a little bit more and allows for not only your hero to get stronger, but also for it to have more of a defense. So that's kind of what we're looking at with that third one. I guess it depends on how you want to play it, but I usually do focus on the damage dealer's second particular artifact. If I can only focus on one, that's what I would probably focus on after getting these activation chances to 100%. Because you don't want to take chances when you have activation chance. When you can get it to be 100%, you want it to be 100%. So I hope that answers your question there, Gary. Let me know if you need more clarification. I can't always tell exactly how much info you need or not, but I hope that helps at least in some guidance. So there's a new update in the campaign which worked well with the new event. You get a lot of hero soul stones. I can't confirm that because I don't have the new. Oh, there is an update. You're 100% correct. I guess I might have to end up snipping this part and making a separate video, but it looks like you're right. There is something going on here with the stars. So I'm actually going to go ahead and I didn't even notice this because I've just been elsewhere with schoolwork, but let's go ahead and take a look at this. So complete the mini game to earn a reward. It looks like we get 10 of the archer, right? So Artemis and some gold. So the building is odd. There wasn't anything on this glade just a week ago. Huh, you wait here, I'll check it out. Galahad, classic Galahad. Trying to be the hero. Really? This is the same as before, I feel like, but I could be wrong. But it looks like they added a storyline. So, I mean, I'm not opposed. But it looks like we get some Artemis Soul Stones. So I'm all about that. You know what? I will take it. Galahad, I got caught in a trap. That was a close call. But I realized we found the Archdemon's outpost. I destroyed the tower and deprived the army of the darkness of reinforcements. Not half bad, huh? So Galahad's hitting on Artemis over here. I don't know how I feel about that. All 13 chapters have them now. Okay. Well, I think there's 14 or 15 now. So, yeah, you got Artemis calling out Galahad on his BS. But okay. So here we got Ginger. I'm all about this. This is cool. Thanks for pointing that out. Dorita? I'm not sure how to say your name. I'm sorry. I'm going to call you D. But thank you very much for pointing that out. That's really cool. And we got Mojo now. So this is kind of nice. I really actually needed to finish some of these campaign heroes the most. So this is actually a huge boost for me. And then we have Galahad continuing to pester Artemis. Okay, so these are all very familiar, which is nice because I kind of, oops, I messed that one up. Yeah, we messed that one up. We're gonna redo this one. We're gonna try this again. Okay. Yeah. Bum, bum, na, na. All right, so we have Galahad. We need to have him jump up. We need to have this fire go down. Then we need to let the water go. So it cools the fire, and then we can jump up, and then we will be able to use his skill to take out the goblin over here. And there we go. We did it correctly the second time. And we got Mojo. So, all right, we're going to keep moving on. And I apologize if you guys have already known about this. I was unaware that we had this really cool update. And wow, thank you, Reaver. All right, so the second campaign also has it. This is pretty cool. Some of the newer ones are tricky. All right, so we have Thea here. All right, so we'll find him, Artemis. I will let you know. All right, there's a lot of story going on in here. And thank you, Splash. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Thank you for that donation. That is amazing. Shout out to you. Thank you. That's awesome. And I will definitely enjoy. Okay, so it looks like right now we have this fire and water thing going on. And hi, Kai. Nice to see you. I'm doing okay. How are you doing? I'm figuring out that there's this new update. So I am going to go ahead and let that fire cool. And I guess we're going to let Galahad get down to it eventually here. And I think that's all we need to do. And we got Thea, so that's cool. I am all about that. I didn't find Mojo, but I definitely want to thank the orcs. Okay. And now Galahad's insulting his enemies. Wow, they're painting Galahad as a bad guy, and I don't love it. But we got more Galahad soul stones, so I'm all about that. And we got Astaroth now, okay. So Galahad for me is kind of a little snobby. I'm not feeling it. Artemis is very much in line with her character, I guess, and she's a little bit more reserved and less aggressive than Galahad. So, okay, let's see what we got here. We have a lot of fire. So we're going to go ahead and try to, we're going to let that go into the water. Then we're going to let Galahad get down here. And we're going to open this up so that Galahad can get his treasure and his sword. I think that would complete this one, right? And thank you, Splash. Again, I really appreciate it. Shout out to you. That's awesome. That's actually my first donation, and I'm very appreciative. Thank you so much. I usually do this, I do this for fun, and every little bit helps a lot. So I appreciate that. Okay, so we have Artemis razzing on Galahad over here, and Galahad saying that, okay, fine, we found your friend Mojo. So let's go into campaign 3, chapter 3. And there's a couple that you just get for free, which is cool. So there's Phobos. I don't have him complete. And here is Kira. Wow, that's a good one. I mean, I have her complete here, but Mojo I do not. So this is pretty cool. I am pretty stoked about all this. And here we have Galahad being the macho guy, right? Okay, so clearly we don't want Galahad getting hit with the fire. That's the biggest issue. So what we're going to do is I'm going to try to remove it so that it doesn't even become a factor, but it will become a factor. So we need that dirt clump to come back down. I wonder if the sword hits him, doesn't injure him. So that's good, at least. So I think that should complete this one. And there's Mojo. Mission completed. I've actually never seen these, which is really cool. Here's Mojo being alive. And there's an interesting face I don't normally see from Mojo. I guess he's always in fighting mode, so he's always looking kind of scary, but I guess he has a soft side as well. So here is Mojo. We got 18 soul stones. Wow, that's really cool. Mojo is one of the most expensive heroes to get in terms of energy per attempt. So it's really cool that we get him. Heidi, this is a hero I've never invested in. So this is a hero I still need to get a lot of soul stones for. So that's cool. And here we have Ginger. So moving right along, guys. Here's Kira and Reaper. Oh my goodness, you're the man. Appreciate the donation. That is huge. I don't know if you know, but like basically for me on a student budget, $20 for me essentially is groceries for, pretty much I think 2 weeks. So that's huge. Thank you so much, Reaper. That is amazing. Also, shout out to Reapers. I'm really glad that we were able to stay in silver. We had a really, really tough matchup today. Really good opponent. Okay, sorry. So Galahad is getting, guess he has some poison and he needs to get healed. So we need to avoid this. And we're going to open up this pathway here. See if this, okay, so it can't come to him. So basically we need to leave this in place so that the toxic waste doesn't get to him. But I am concerned. Okay, so that basically did it there. I know, right, Gary? That's awesome. But yeah, thank you, Reaper. That is amazing. Reapers for life, for sure. Such a great group of players, and obviously, Reaper, you're a huge part of that, and that's a huge part of why I actually started really getting into this game as much as I have. So a lot of everything that I do is in thanks to you. So I appreciate you, and I always appreciate you for being at the live streams. Gary, I love Gary's reaction to that. Gary, I'm in the same boat, Gary. I'm in the same boat. So, all right. So we were able to heal Galahad here. We're gonna move on to chapter number 5, and we get Galahad Soulstones. I am not angry about it, and we get some items as well. So this could be really helpful. Aurora. Oh, that's amazing. I'm so close to. I've been focusing on her this last month in particular, and I was 300 soul stones away. I have 242 now with these 10 additional ones. So I'm 58 away from getting her to absolute. That is a hero that I want to focus on, and I think a lot of you guys should consider checking her out if you haven't already. She's very, very good with the new dodge mechanics. I know I've gone over it a couple times, but that is a key thing there. Okay, so here we have the goblin. Move the valves to get rid of the goblin and save Galahad. So we need to make sure that the fire doesn't come to him. So we're going to move this valve up because I don't want the fire coming and basically get into Galahad. We're also going to have to move this one because this will block the middle path and this will block the bottom path, right? So this just eliminates any chance that any of this fire comes to Galahad, which means that if any of it does go, it's going to go straight to the goblin. So now I'm going to move this over, and I'm hoping that, yep, so we're able to take out the goblin here. And Gary, that's a great call working on Aurora. you know, she just with her skills and her first artifact skill is the one that's really key for her is she grants dodge to every single member on her team, and with Kane, that essentially is a game changer. And yeah, there are probably a couple ways to do that last one. Reap. You're absolutely right. And then here we got the monsters have been punished. Mojo is happy, so happy. All right, this is a weird Mojo for me. I don't know how I feel about Mojo being uh, so happy because I'm used to him having this scarier look, I guess, or more intimidating look. Anyway, all right, so we're going to keep moving on here. We are going to go to chapter 6, and we're going to go ahead and claim Fox, right? Okay, I need Fox too. So I just need a lot of these campaign heroes because I didn't focus on the ones that I didn't think would be super essential to me early in game. There's Heidi. Here we got another puzzle. I think it's cool that they finally implemented these puzzles. This is kind of the whole reason I started playing the game because I saw these ads and they looked fun. I mean, obviously they have me hooked now, but it's nice that they finally have implemented these puzzles. Been waiting a long time. More valves, huh? And this is not a good one. So the only option we really have here is to move this one. And from there, if we move this guy, we got to leave this one in place. Otherwise, if we move this one, Galahad's going to get absolutely wrecked with these fumes. So we're going to move this pin here, and we're going to move this one, and it should take out the goblin. And there he goes. He blew up. All right. And yeah, yeah, right. I mean, the ads just, they were really fun. So I'm glad that they finally implemented these. And wow, we got some purple artifacts. That is what I need the most. So that's huge. And we got Daredevil. Wasn't it you who screamed in fear? Galahad being scared. All right, so I think we're done with this particular chapter. We're moving on to chapter number 7. I will probably have to make a video of this for the general people, right, who haven't watched my live stream. But this is really cool. I'm actually enjoying this a lot. Here, got some more Kira soul stones, and thank you for being here with me, guys. It's really nice to know, how great of a community we have in the Hero Wars realm. And plus, it's fun. I like playing, and it's if I can help other people by playing and showing how I do things, that's always super awesome to me as well. Yeah, I know the ads, right? They did a really good job with the ads. So here is Galahad on his own, and now that he's no longer able to, I guess, go for Artemis because Artemis is with hanging out with Mojo, we have Galahad looking for Aurora. So now he's trying to save Aurora, supposedly. So we got more valves and we got some fire. So we need to make sure that, nothing comes here. Essentially, I want to just keep this one in place. I'm just going to move these guys and see what happens. And I think that's the solution. So we got more Aurora Soul Stones and all these, purple items, which are item fragments, which are for me super annoying to get. I am loving this, guys. Thanks for mentioning. I did not even know, and it's 2:15 for you. Oh, and I apologize. I didn't mean to keep you up. I'm not gonna do too long on this live stream, but I do apologize. Thanks so much for stopping in. Oh, 2:15 in the morning. Oh, wow. I apologize. I'm sorry I woke you up. Right before you go to bed. Okay, my bad. I apologize. Thanks for sticking with me though. I do appreciate it. And thanks for stopping in. I didn't mean to keep you up, but I appreciate you being here. Um, and here we got Daredevil, awesome. And okay, so the 31 is for Phobos. Okay, cool. Another here that I'm just, I haven't really had time to focus on. He should be undead, but he's not, which just, again, I think I've said this before a couple of times, but as we approach, so we're in September now, but as we approach October, right, and we have Halloween, I fully expect there to be a undead heroes that are added because it just seems to make sense, right? I mean, Halloween, you would think undead, and plus they only allowed for Corvus and Morgan to be undead, so I think they've got to add some undead heroes. It's just been um, there we got more Aurora. This is just getting me closer to finishing her, which is awesome. But yeah, that's kind of what we're talking about. And I'm glad I helped you out, Dorita. I appreciate you being here, and I love your support. It means a lot. And everyone, and obviously I gotta thank Splash with the X in there, and Reaper again for those donations. That's huge. And for everyone who's here, I really really do appreciate it. And it makes my day. It really does. This is the best part of my day. Otherwise, I'm straight up studying in the library or studying in my room, and I don't have any air conditioning in my room, and it's pretty muggy out here. So I take I get pretty warm in there, so it gets depressing. So it's nice that I can play the game and have fun with you guys. So I always appreciate your guys' support. And here we got Peppy. Peppy is one of the better heroes for sure that you can get for free. Great magic attacker. Um, we got Daredevil. Okay, so that's cool. And let's see. I'm glad that you guys are sticking with me, and this is really cool. Sorry, I'm just having a lot of fun collecting all these soul stones that I was unaware that you could even get. Like, this is pretty cool. It's about time, if I'm being honest. Hero Wars has been slacking in this department. We're even getting gold fragments, so that's cool. Here we got Ginger. Where's Helios at though? Come on now. Or Lars and Krista. Come on. Where we at with these soul stones? Okay, here we got Lars. Good. Here we got Artemis. Okay. And Helios just is getting the short end of the stick so far. And we got Krista. So no Helios. Interesting. Let's see what we got in the next one. And it looks like these are just chests. So there's not any more backstory. There's Helios. But it doesn't seem like there's any more backstory or, hidden, basically like those add puzzles anymore. Is that what I'm seeing so far? I'm hoping that we have some more. But if not, that's okay. Glad that they did finally implement some because it's been a long time coming. So here's Lars. We got more. We got Peppy. Awesome. Love Peppy. And let's see what else we got here. So we got Krista. I'm really, this is kind of cool though. I'm glad that Hero Wars finally did implement this. So here's chapter 14. Helios. Cool. And let's see. So I'm going to assume it's either Celeste or Astrid and Lucas. There's Celeste. I need more of these guys for my Kark. I want to finish my Kark. Getting real close. There is Astrid and Lucas, and that's pretty cool. And yeah, so it doesn't look like there's any more puzzles. I didn't finish this one yet because Seymour is kicking me right now in this last one, even though we're seeing some lag. But basically, I've 3-starred all the way up until the very last one. I have no chance right now to even 1-star it, but I'll get there eventually. Seymour is really tough, and I don't have Jew focused on right now. You really need, you kind of really need Jew, if I'm being honest, or a strong Yasmin to have a chance to take down Seymour. Someone who's really good with a single boss type attacker. I mean, I was able to get through these ones with my Kark team, right? So the team that I used is the one that I normally use, which is Cleaver, Kark, Nebula. I actually switched in Anvari, and Anvari stands here for that chapter 14, was it, in the campaign? And yeah, as you would probably notice there, I haven't really been focusing on Arena or Grand Arena too much lately. I've just been so swamped with everything class-wise right now. But I will get in there. And we had the airship. Yeah, Seymour is very tough. Your team doesn't die, so that's a good first step. That just means the next thing you need to do is get some attack power in there. I really do think that Jew is the answer to most players figuring out Seymour because He deals mad damage, and his pure damage is just redonkulous, if I'm being honest. Um, Maxed out Jew is really, really good against Seymour. I think Celeste is really good as well for the healing portion, as well as like Martha. But the biggest issue is doing damage to Seymour, and I think I really am an advocate of Jew against Seymour. It just Kark for me doesn't do enough damage. He's more about taking down multiple enemies at one time and hitting multiple enemies. So when he's up against a single boss, he seems to struggle a little bit. That's not where he shines. He's all about matches where it's 5-on-5. Then right now I'm working on Lars because I want to start building Lars and Krista up. So it's detracting from the rest of my squad right now, but it is what it is. You can't really focus on every single hero, so that's kind of my approach right now. I don't know what heroes you guys are all working on, but artifact-wise, I'm also working on Aurora and Celeste. Celeste is really, really good. I know um, some people love her, some people don't love her. She's not meant to straight up attack, so that's one thing you got to be careful of. But if you have an attacker, she is one of the best support healers in the game, hands down. Like there's not even a question on that one. As well as like Jorgen, when you don't have Sebastian on the opposing side. Sebastian is a really, in my opinion, he's OP still, even though there are two heroes I think now that are not as affected by his effects. But he not only does he increase your critical hit chance, which means you do more damage, but he also nullifies. Well, it doesn't show it here, but he also nullifies Jorgen by essentially canceling out that ability to hit the backline hero and focus that physical damage to the backline of the opposing team. So it's pretty interesting, when you see Sebastian on the opposing team. Sebastian is one of the best heroes in the game. Sebastian with Aurora, that is a tough combination to deal with. Yeah, I'm working on Aurora. She's slowly getting up to the 5-star status. So I'm focusing on that right now as well. She's definitely the hero that I am farming, right? Because you got to do it for the events or the daily quests anyway. So I usually end up focusing on Aurora because I want to get her done in terms of absolute star. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at for right now. And I know I've mentioned what my favorite team is right now, and I'm sure people figure out ways to defeat it, but you can't come up with a perfect team. That's just not how this game is made. And if it is, that would be an issue. So, okay, going back to the event, let's see what I need to complete still. So, daily quests, there's a complete 3 heroic missions. Pet summoning, oh no. Oh, time to get 1 soul stone, right? There it is, 1 Fenris soul stone. All right. I don't love that. They need to figure out a way to make it at least 10 or 5 so it's not literally a million clicks to complete an absolute hero there. All right, so I know I need to finish Jet as well. So let's take a look at the soul shop, trade those in, get these 5 before the clock resets. I do also want these items, so I'm going to grab them. Let's see what else I need before the reset. I know I need these pastor seals, and I want these Shadow Queen sights. Probably do need to get all these heroes for the purposes of the event, but I will come back to that. See how much further I need to go. I need these scythes to finish off Kark, so that's what I'm getting there. Trying to see. Oh, guys, if you don't know about, make sure you can try to get Faceless and Cornelius if you haven't already. Cornelius is really, really good against Celeste when there's no other high intelligence heroes in the area, which really is only talking about Krista and Lars. So if you don't see the Twins teams and you just see a Celeste, Cornelius can actually one-shot Celeste. Kind of a flaw, but I guess that's the only real hard counter to Celeste. Faceless, really good. Cornelius can also counter Faceless. So Cornelius, in my opinion, is a little bit underrated, but he's the real MVP sometimes, depending on the situation. So, okay, so that basically, I think, covers that. Let's take a look at the Legacy of the Great Ones event. I have some things that I need to claim. So, expeditions, done. Check. Opening artifact chests, done. Okay, so team morale, soul stones, and a lot of this is straight up out of the new update, which is awesome. So we're done with that. Cool. Cool beans. Those outland chests, that's not going to get done. We can probably do some more energy and emeralds. Okay. So I do need to complete some more of these daily quests. Upgrade any hero skin 1 time. Saved up 115 eggs to try and get an absolute pet, but it didn't happen. Yeah, it's a really low drop rate. I know there was this rumor floating around that if you saved up 100 and you opened them all and it was like one of your lowest 2 pets or something, that is not entirely true. And yeah, just saving up the eggs will give you the best chance at getting that grand prize, but it's really, really rare, guys. I don't think the percentages are very good. It's just a moneymaker for them if I'm being 100% honest. Let's see. I do want to upgrade. Let's see. I said I was focusing on Sebastian, Lars, and let's take a look. Where's Aurora at in terms of me getting a new skin for her? Pretty far off. Okay, we're going to just focus on Dodge then, and I'm just going to upgrade it once. I'm going to equip this, and we're going to promote Aurora. So she's getting better. Still not very strong, but we're moving in the right direction considering I had like 0 resources invested in her about a month ago. So she's come a long way. So that's where we're looking at for Aurora for now, 28,000. She's very, very weak, but we're working on it. So that completes that. Level up any Titan artifact. So I'm almost done with my main team in terms of the levels. I just have to do Avalon and Silva. And then, so that kind of leaves me in a pickle. So I'm going to go ahead and focus on Nova. And I have some gold where I can upgrade Nova a bit. I'm actually going to get him up to 85 because I want the extra sparks for when I go to Gift of Elements. So I can make sure that, well, I guess I can't do Celeste for now. So I'm going to do Aurora. And we're going to upgrade her by 1 level. There we go. Some misclicks on my part. But yeah, Gary, that's very tough. Pet eggs, the drop rate, I'm going to say it's less than 1% to get that grand prize. So you're going to have to be extremely, extremely lucky. Even if you save up, I think if you save up 1,000, you probably have even then, probably a 5% chance if I'm being honest, but can't be that great of a percentage. It's very, very rare. I think it's definitely rarer than pulling. I was gonna say it's rarer than pulling Cleaver, but I would say it might be on par. It's tough. It's definitely not super likely. Let me put it that way. Okay, so let's see what else. Okay, so we got to enchant a glyph. Very important. Everyone should be doing this daily. Not only does it help your heroes, it helps your team. And this is a very team-based game. I mean, guilds are, in my opinion, like 80 to 90% of the game. And you got to factor in guild wars as well. So if you're not helping your team, you're kind of, I don't want to say dead weight, but you're definitely replaceable. So you got to make sure that you're an asset to your team and you're contributing. So that's what we're talking about. What's up, Naruto? Well, actually, I know you're not Naruto, but that's a great manga. I personally like the manga a little more than I like the anime, but great show nonetheless. And we got Reaper here saying he got 3 absolute pets within 400k emeralds. So I guess maybe the rate is better if you use emeralds. Was that all in one sitting? Because I feel like that could potentially maybe have an impact on it as well. Just with I know with the Super Titans, the more summoning spheres that you open in a row, the chances increase very nominally, but they do increase, I think, by like 0.001%. So I'm curious to know if those three absolute pets within the 400k Ms were all in one sitting, because that could, potentially play a factor. I don't know. It would help me, at least in terms of, understanding a little bit more of how Hero Wars is um, factoring in that drop rate. All right, so here we took our chances and we got a ×1. Big surprise. These portions do not at all represent how often you're gonna pull these. These are not equal in weight. You're gonna get the ×1 or ×2 way more than you're gonna get the ×5 or 10, and the ×100 is super rare. In case you guys were unaware, or just so you guys know that this wheel is misleading in its portion sizes. You have a level 81 water totem with 2 stars and got about 3k Titanite a week. I see people with Earth Totem and Fire Totem managing similar Titanite. What's the strategy? Okay, I will get into that in a second here. And yeah, so yep, you got all 3. Okay, so you got it during Winterfest. I think everything has a better drop rate during Winterfest. I'm convinced. I think I think Winterfest is when the devs are like, you know what, we're just gonna have everything have an improved drop rate. At least that's my speculation. But congrats, Reap. I am very jealous of you having 3 absolute pets. I am nowhere near that, but it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. So upgrade heroes skills. I am working on Daredevil for increasing the skills, because everyone before Daredevil is done. So I usually just go 1 across the board. I don't upgrade all the way on the heroes that I don't normally use, because I want to continue to collect these honorable guardian caskets for as long as possible. So that's what I do there. And okay, so level 81 water totem. Right, okay. I will get into the dungeon in a sec. They said they are going to take the absolute pet away to open the pet store. Really? Okay, so they said that, huh, Gary? I wonder why they said that. I'm gonna have to look into that a little bit more. Um, Obviously, I've been very focused on schoolwork, so I'm a little bit out of the loop on that particular detail. I would be very surprised if they took out the uh, pet store absolute merchant. That to me would be a very big head scratcher. I don't understand why they would want to do that, because it seems to be a good way for players to, it's incentive to try to get these pets to absolute, as well as get chaos particles in that manner. So that's wild to me. I don't know why they would want to do that. And then so Galahad, Ishmael, Orion, Thea, Judge is for the last mission. Perfect. Oh, okay. So Kai, are you saying that you beat Seymour with that particular team, the Galahad, Ishmael, Orion, Thea, Judge team? That's a very interesting composition. I like Ishmael and Orion together. Thea with the silence could be pretty effective if that actually applies against Seymour, because I know he's a major boss. The merchant sucks for pets. I couldn't tell you, Reap. I'm jealous that you have all absolute pets, and that you are able to basically see what's in there. I know that there's Hero Soulstones in there. It says you still need pet coins to get anything in the store. That's true. That is very true. 2,100 paws for 100 chaos particles is nuts. I don't know. Does one? I'm going to assume that one of the pet soul stones accounts only for 10 paws. I'm going to guess. So that's definitely not a great transfer rate, I guess, if you'll call it that. That's not ideal. I'm going to open one more of these, but I'm pretty far off. We got 10 Merlin pet stones, so that's better than 1. I'm going to take that all day. But I think I'm pretty far off. Let's see, Merlin. Yeah, so 1,000 for 5-star. I mean, 6-star is just going to be far off for me, but it's pretty crazy to see your pets grow. I finally got Oliver to level 127 today. Um, it actually does make a difference, but it's so minimal until you get him to level 130 that it's tough. I definitely like the fact that I have three of my heroes at purple, but or not heroes, sorry, three of my pets to purple, but it's slow going. Um, and the store is a ripoff. Okay, I'll take your word for it. I believe it. I think the best merchant has to be the Titans merchant, because I mean let's be real here. These are some pretty amazing prizes. Gold for 500, and you get a million gold. That's huge. Um, 3-star guaranteed. Okay, all right, Kai, I'll take your word for it. Um, I like your team, by the way. That's an interesting team. I don't think that's a common team. Judge is usually not used in most lines just because uh, it's a hero that requires a lot of investment and is very, very much a support in defense in terms of defense. So I like that. That's cool, and Orion needs that defense, so that can help. And Ishmael, when he gets going, he's one of the best heroes in the game. I know he's not always ranked high because he needs so much support, but I personally love Ishmael. I think he's one of the most dangerous heroes once he gets into that demonic mode. Um, yeah, right, Gary. I wish, right? I don't think I'll be able to get absolute absolute pets right now, but we'll work on it. And I'm sure that with your guys' support, we will make it there eventually for sure. And yeah, sparks are really important as well. So once you have maxed out all your titans, right? So here I'm getting close in terms of level. So I have Moloch, Ignis, basically my fire titans, and two of the water titans left to max out. Then how do you get sparks to basically improve your gift of the elements for your heroes? The only way you can do that is purchasing sparks, or I guess increasing the artifacts for your heroes, or the elemental spirits. But this is slow going as well. It just usually doesn't happen very quickly. So the merchant and basically trading in what you get at the circle of summoning is very, very huge. Um, yeah, I don't think Hero Wars is going to go under anytime soon, if I'm being 100% honest. Oh, wow. So here, okay, this is what happens when you would have pulled a Super Titan. So we would have pulled a Super Titan. I don't know which one, but in place of that, because all my Super Titans are absolute, I got 2,500 Titan Soul Coins, which is super awesome. So you know what, Kai, or you know what, Gary, I'm gonna go ahead and say that that's all your luck, and well, everyone's luck as well. But that's pretty cool. It's nice to be able to show you guys that that's what that looks like. I know a lot of you guys probably already know, but if you have your top 15 full of sparks, why get more? Um, Here's what I'm going to say about that, Gary. So even if you have your Grand Arena team set, sometimes it's nice to have additional heroes that you can swap in and swap out. So by focusing on heroes that are not in your top 15, in the Hero of Power or Heart of Power, right? So here you can see I have most of the heroes that I want to eventually do are pretty much done, with the exception of right now I'm working on Celeste, and then next is going to be Aurora, and then I think Jew is going to be high on that list, and then I have Marcus and Leanne that I definitely want to focus on, as well as Orion. But there's a myriad of heroes that I want to focus on. Ultimately, I want to have all of them maxed everything, right, Gary? So I think it makes sense that eventually I want to finish them all. And it also gives you a lot of variation. Sometimes you can throw in a funky looking team and in Guild Wars, and it could make a world of a difference if the opposing team ends up wasting 1 or 2 hits or 3 hits on your hero team. That could be the difference between a win and a loss, which is really, that's a big difference, especially if you're looking at medals, which is, the rewards that you get for Guild Wars. If you get 10 for a loss as opposed to like 30 or 40 medals, that's a big disparity. and that's a big amount of trophies that you can win for your team just by simply having more options on your heroes. So that might be one factor or one reason why you want to potentially look at other heroes for sparks. Plus, honestly, maybe this is just how I play, but I like to collect and complete everything. So for me, as a semi-perfectionist, I like to really complete everything. I'm not going to say perfectionist because that doesn't exist, but well, it exists, but I don't think I'm not at that level. So for me, I personally definitely want to focus on more than just 15. That's just how I work. And that's a great point as well, Reaper, that you make there. Sometimes heroes do get revamped. So if you have, some of the other statistics like the Gift of Elements already completed, um, that can always be a factor. That's a great point, Reaper. Thanks for pointing that out. And yeah, Gary, I know I didn't think of it either right off the bat, but Daredevil got a rework, and Daredevil is exponentially better than she was. She was utterly unplayable, and now she has become a major DPS threat. Um, and I've seen her take down teams. I think it's a her, right? Daredevil's a her. I should look at the lore on that, but I think it's a her. And Daredevil essentially is really, really good actually in Outland as well. Um, and I have seen Daredevil take down, what is this? Alyssa the Weaver, right? Where's the name? Yeah, Alyssa the Weaver. I've seen Alyssa the Weaver get taken down by Daredevil, as well as Kira, right? So those are the two major ones that you want to focus on. But I've seen Alyssa get taken out because of that fire damage that they added to Daredevil on the rework. And I know I mentioned this before, but Rufus got a rework in mobile. We may or may not see that, but that's something that could play a factor and could be very annoying for magic-based teams. All right, so this is the last artifact quest that I needed to do, so that should complete everything there. And I haven't opened a single one of these chests from the event, but I guess I'll do it in a little bit. Let's take a look at Into the Depths. Okay, so this is Titanite. I can actually... Okay, so this actually goes back to a question I think earlier. How do we progress with the Titanite, right? So I will go ahead and go to Dungeon real quick. For me, I usually use my free cards right from the Oracle. I use them on these battles because there's no point in me watching a battle that I know I'm going to win. But these are the fights that I really take more seriously and I do manually. Manual battles are the way to go for Titan fights. There's no other way around it. You can't possibly do well in dungeon with Earth and Fire Titans if you are just autoing the whole time. Like, unless you just are really overpowering everyone, it's just not realistic. So once my totem goes up, I literally just put my totem up. I don't do anything. I don't use any attacks. I don't do anything, and I let the opponent take themselves out of the fight. This allows for my heroes to build up their energy skills, and it also allows for me to basically, use them in another time. Hi, Myron. Nice to have you with us. And that's how I approach the fights with my Earth team because my Earth team is my best team. I need to keep their health up, and if I don't, I'm in trouble. So that's how I approach that particular fight. As soon as my totem is available, I use it for the Earth Titans. And here, my normal setup, right, is 3 Earth Titans, Hyperion because I want his healing, and I have a Raji as well because I love his attack. But basically the key component here is Avalon and her, I think it's her shield ability. So as soon as it's available, I set that off to protect my team. As soon as everyone's set on the opposing side, I let Eden use her magic attack, and then I have Silva also attack. And at this point, I will sustain a little bit of damage from, but Hyperion can heal. And then I set off Avalon again to mitigate any damage. And then I put up my totem, and I let my totem do the work. The heroes deflect the damage back to him, right? Because my totem, the Earth totem, basically deflects damage at the attacker. And now I'm able to basically almost heal up my entire team using Hyperion alone without having a absolute water totem or without even having a water totem at play. So that's how we would go about that. I know that was asked let me scroll up here. I believe Trava Ricky asked about it. So that's kind of the strategy right now that I've been working on. I can do a couple more, but um, you're working on a newer server and want to get the 4,500 emeralds for an Earth Totem, but I'm afraid I won't get a similar amount of Totem. Yeah, no, that's completely fair. I think on new servers, it's definitely hard to get the same number of totems that you have, or same level of investment. So I completely understand where you're coming from, but that's kind of how I would approach it. Your team is all water plus Araji, but you have 2,000 stones for both Silva and Angus. Well, hopefully you can absolute Silva and Angus and trade those in so you can power up your water and Araji team. I'm hoping. I don't really know what you're looking at, but I'm going to assume that that's possible. Um, but I'm sorry about that. I do wish that your other teams were all completed, but we're supposed to have a water event coming up, so hopefully that will help your Titans out there, Myron. I apologize that that's not the case. For some reason, they gave us the water. Well, they gave us the water one last for some reason, but they gave us the earth one first. But then they just recently gave us the fire one. So, oh wait, no, reverse that. We had the fire Titan event and we had the earth Titan event. So water's next. It's on the books, and I know that Bob from Hero Wars said that the water one's coming next. Last time I had an interaction with him, so that one should be coming soon. Hopefully. So my guess is that will happen before we get a Children of the Prophecies event. I know that was asked earlier, but that's my take on it. And here we can see my Water Titans did take some damage, but not too much. And I usually like to wait until right before he hits to use my skills there. And I'm going to let Hyperion do his thing. And once that goes down, I'm going to go ahead and have Nova stun these two guys here. And as soon as that stun's over, well, I guess I don't need to worry about it too much. I'm just going to heal my heroes. And the cool thing about the totem that I didn't even know, well, I didn't have a water totem for a long time. So, one thing that I didn't know was the water totem also does damage to the opposing team in addition to you healing. So that's pretty cool. You're excited for the water avatars. I think that would be cool too. And yeah, no problem, Trevor Ricky. Thanks for sticking around. I didn't know if I still had you here, but that's definitely how I would approach the Earth Totem. You'd basically just have to make sure that you can keep your skills up as high as possible, right? So your energy for your skills as high as possible, so that you can hit the opposing team hard and fast. And then as soon as your totem's available, you just let your totem do its thing. So the skills that I let go off immediately usually are, Avalon, because that's protecting your team. Araji doesn't matter how far or how close your opposing team is. But Eden and Hyperion it does matter how far or how close the opposing team is. So you want them to be in a set, still position, because that is basically the difference in terms of having your heroes do max damage for Super Titans. Here I'm going to let Avalon wear himself out, or wear herself out. Yeah, and that's a great point. I think Reaper is making as well. If you want to go far in dungeon, you really, really can't afford to use all 30 of your cards right away. Here you can see I went through 10 of the dungeon levels, if you call them that, and I only used I think 5 cards, but I used them all on the hero ones. You don't have to do it that way, but that's one way you can go about it. But that was just demonstrating kind of what you can do in dungeon so that you can maximize your totem, even if you don't have the water one to heal. You can still go pretty far with an earth totem. The fire totem also does a good job. And I apologize that I think the screen's a little bit off in terms of you being able to see my entire screen, but that's kind of what we're looking at for this particular dungeon run, right? Because the specific question was whether or not how you can go about it with a earth totem. So I think that basically answered that question. Let's see what else I need to do for daily quests. Tower, right? Okay, of course. So I guess I can do 50 more emeralds for the energy. I don't know how much I love using this 100 emeralds. I think the 50 emerald ones for buying energy are a steal. It's a really, really good deal. So if you can do it, I do recommend you do it. Um, that's just my opinion, but I do think it's a very affordable emerald rate. It's one of the few things that I think is a good deal. I usually spend 120 daily emeralds. Um, so I need to rank top, I think, 100 in either arena or grand arena to sustain that, right? Basically, you get 120 emeralds back. So male, ooh, we're getting some lag. So ranking reward, I wasn't paying attention to the to that today, so I'm glad I even got a reward. And here's the group gift, right? So if you guys haven't already gotten the top fan gift, let me know. I can definitely post that in the comments later, or I can try to find a way to make sure everyone gets that because the top fan gift, this is a great gift. I mean, literally for just a click of the button, that's a great gift. I think everyone should definitely make sure you get the gifts when you can. I know it's what is it? It's the first week of September, if that, first weekend. But this is a great gift. 10 summoning spheres, 1,000 friendship coins, 10 artifact chest keys, 10 great enchantment runes, and 250,000 gold for a starting player. That is essential. I mean, or even if you're on a new account, right? And you're starting over, that's a lot. That's really helpful. And, you need 10 keys. Well, I think you needed more than 10 keys for the event, but this could help you in the event as well. And I love opening this. Love seeing the artifact coins. So, that's something that I definitely think that everyone should focus on, the free rewards, um, if you haven't already. So definitely get that. I'm sure most of you guys have, but if you haven't, make sure, I will post that link later, today or tomorrow, and make sure you get it. That's all I'm going to say about that. Make sure you get that reward. It's a good one. So here I'm going to actually move up Lars to 5-star for Intel. I'm going to go with Krista actually, because I want Chris's intelligence to be higher than Lars's because Cornelius can, target Lars, and I'd rather have Krista be the target because Krista's better at sustaining damage from Cornelius. So that is a factor at play there. And here we have Celeste that I'm working on, but I really more focused on Aurora. Where'd Aurora go? There's Aurora. So her first artifact needs some work. We're going to increase that dodge number, right? So we're going to go ahead and see how far we can go on this as well. So we're getting close. I think the other thing I can do is I have some scrolls. I know, right, Gary? Time is moving really fast and slow at the same time in quarantine. It is technically the first week of September. Uh, it's blowing my mind. I can't even believe it. It's crazy. Okay, so here I'm going to go ahead and trade these all for artifact coins. 7,000. Pretty good deal. I am going to go back and let's take a look at Aurora real quick. Aurora, where you at, my dodgy gal? Okay, so here we go. I am going to hopefully be able to finish this first one. And it looks like the third one's ready to go as well. So the first one is done, up to 4 stars. And here we have 4 stars as well. Still some work to do, of course, right? Slowly building these guys up. But I want to make sure that Krista and Lars are at that green artifact level before I focus on getting her too much further along. And the whip there versus that. So I'm going to go ahead and focus on Lars's attack. Manuscript of the Void. It's got a whole textbook for his magic penetration and magic attack. So we got 14 ways to go, but I would need chaos cores anyway. So Can't go too much further there, but we were able to increase our heroes a bit, which was cool. There is a second energy, so one more to go. We have a tower run that we have not done. So here's to hoping I get some red artifacts for my Kark because I want to get closer to finishing him. Been saying it for a while, but the artifact or the items for Kark are not being. There we go. Need some of those evening curfews. Have not been super friendly in the drop rate department. Understandably, I feel like that's just how it goes when you need a certain item. They just don't give it to you. So that's where we're at. No more evening curfew or curfew, evening curfew. No more there, but that's okay. Also, I thought the quiz event was pretty cool. I'm glad we actually got that again. I know I wasn't sure if we were going to get it or not, but it was cool that we got it. I had some fun with it. I got a decent amount of gold and got some energy potions, which was cool. How come I have an absolute star Violet +1 Krista when my Violet +3 Krista is only 4 stars? Um, yeah, so Winterfest was really helpful in terms of finishing off Krista and Lars really quick because they had, I think they were heroes of the day during that event, and um, it worked out that way. I apologize, Myron. But yeah, Violet +1 and Violet +3, you're well on your way to having much stronger twins than I have right now. I'm slowly working on it. Do you guys still get gifts if someone places in the Titan tournament? Yeah, we actually do. And I think it's correspondent with how high you rank. So I think if you're in like 300 to 400, you get like 25. If you get 100, if you're ranked in like the top 100, you get about 100 or 50 to 100. And if you are, what do you call it? If you're ranked higher, then you get more. I haven't seen anyone ranked that high yet. But yeah, you do still get gifts if someone places in the Titan tournament. Yes, you do. Soulstone's maxed out. Yeah, I know, right? So, I mean, if we're talking about heroes and Soulstones being maxed out, I'm getting close to finishing all of them. I think I finished all the main ones that I wanted to, with the exception of Helios. Still a ways to go there, but that's not one of my focuses right now. Aurora is my focus. But yeah, so Aurora, really sad that I couldn't finish up Yasmin. I was getting close, but she's not available in the chest yet. When she's available, I should be able to finish her no problem. Jet, I'm getting close. Maybe a couple weeks. But most of the ones that I wanted to get done are done. It's mostly campaign now. So Thea is campaign. Corvus is not available, nor is Morgan. They're both 5-star. These are all campaign heroes: Artemis, Astrid, and Lucas, and Peppy. Right. Still far away from getting to even 5-star for some of these guys. But we have Fox, right? Not even close. Heidi, Phobos, Ginger. Oh, Ginger can be evolved. We're going to evolve her. Any advice for Kraken's Cave? Your team right now is Kane, Aurora, Twins, Jorgen, Martha. Excellent team, Myron. Excellent team. The only other thing that I would suggest is if you have Celeste, have her available, and also have Sebastian available maybe in the future. But other than that, your team's looking really good. Let me take a look at the Kraken's Cave in 1 second. I'm going to just finish off looking to see if Mojo's evolvable, and he is. Because I don't like seeing 3 stars. Closer to 6 is the best for me. So let's see. 4 stars seems to be my lower end heroes, right? Okay. 4, 5, and everything else is 6. So that's good. Now we're going to get to your question here. Kraken's Cave. So Kraken's Cave, he deals a lot. The Kraken deals a lot of damage with the whip-like arms that he has going on. Let me get there. I believe it is in chapter... Here we go. Chapter 10. So my understanding with this guy is you need a decent amount of defense. So if your Aurora's dodge isn't super high yet, or not as high as it could be, I would say maybe keep working on that. Astaroth sometimes actually is really helpful for this particular quest. I don't know how strong your Astaroth is. Um, and that's pretty funny, Myron. Big difference there. Absolute Star versus needing 11 more to summon her. Um, and yeah, so Myron, I think the biggest thing is I don't know what level your heroes are at, but here you can see these guys are all your enemies are all level 100. Usually, the thing that bugs me a little bit is I do see people who try to fight these bosses with heroes that are like level 70 or 80, and they're confused at why they're not able to take this opponent team down. Ultimately, what's going to have to happen is you're going to have to keep leveling up. So if you're at level like 105 or 110 and you're losing to this team, that's when I would be concerned. But with your lineup, I think the biggest thing is continuing to level up. Okay, yeah, don't worry about Astaroth then. Just focus on the heroes that you have, right? Aurora, Twins, Jorgen, and Martha. Keep leveling them up. I think the bottom line is, you just need to level them up because your heroes are really good, Myron. You have a good composition. Ultimately, the only difference is going to be leveling up your heroes. But yeah, so you're level 77. When you hit level 85, try again. You'll be really close, if not able to take out this Kraken team. The bottom line is, your heroes' attacks aren't going to be as effective because you have a lower level than this level 100. Your heroes are most effective when they're either a higher level than your opponent or the same level. If you're exponentially lower than your opponent, you're going to have a tougher time beating the boss. So, Myron, your team's great, and I would do everything that you're doing. Continue to focus on those heroes just to make sure that you keep leveling up. That's the only thing. Level up and increase those skills. You'll be able to beat this boss no problem with the team that you have. I promise you that. All you need to do is keep leveling up. That's it. Keep leveling up, get stronger. Your team's completely fine. Okay, Peppy and Celeste have been your pair since the beginning. Phenomenal pairing. They're so universal. They are absolutely universal. The only hiccup you have to watch out for, as you know, Reap, is those pesky Rufuses in the adventures, and making sure that you have someone who can take out Rufus. So Myron, you can get to the boss with full health and full energy. That's great. The only issue that you're going to have is you're not going to be able to hit hard enough in terms of damage, which I guess if you're really focusing on just damage, focus on Lars and his attack as well as Aurora's. Let's see, which one is it? Aurora has a couple skills that are good. Actually, all of these skills are really helpful with Aurora. But just keep leveling up Aurora so that she can deal more damage and focus on the magic attack component for Aurora. With Lars, who's your main damage dealer in that team. Let's see, where did Lars go? Lars, come back. Okay, so Lars with Chain Lightning and Lightning Bolt, I think, are really good skills. These two skills, in my opinion, make him very, very dangerous, especially against the Kraken, right? Yeah, Kraken. So keep focusing on Lars and focus on magic attack. So magic attack for both Aurora and Lars are what you want to focus on, right? Whether it's glyphs. Sorry, that's embarrassing. Don't look at that. But basically, that's what we're talking about. Keep leveling those up. Your attack will get there. It sounds like you have really good survivability since you're able to get there with full health and energy. You just need the hitting power now, Myron. So basically, just keep leveling up and keep improving those attacking abilities, and you'll be able to take down that boss no problem. It's not about the characters; it's just simply your levels. And here you can see, right? So let's see. Yeah, so right here, chance to stun is lowered if the target is above 130, right? Because 110 is the equivalent of 130. So yeah, Kane is great for Rufus, Myron. That's a great point as well. That's actually someone you should probably consider if you start using Aurora more. Kane deals physical damage, so that can actually take out Rufus with just using your pet. And that's one thing I really like about Kane as well with that Aurora combination. It's filthy. I mean, the fact that you're able to get to the Kraken at level 77, Myron, your team's insane. Because usually I have people come to me at level 90 and they still don't have, they can't survive and they can't even attack. So, Myron, you're well ahead of the curve with your team. Keep it up. Uh, but yeah, you're good. Um, all right, so let's see what else I have to do. Special events. Emerald Waterfalls. Okay. Cool beans. Let's see. Daily quest. Fight in arena or grand arena. I always get nervous when I do these fights in front of live streams because I'm always conscientious of the fact that if I lose, it doesn't look great. But you know what? That's okay. Whatever. If I lose, I lose. I usually don't even watch these fights normally. So with Jorgen, I'm countering with Sebastian. Good. Um, and yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it. If I lose, I lose. But I like the Sebastian versus Jorgen matchup. It's favorable. Basically, for me, if cart goes down, I'm in trouble. So if his faceless goes off right after his cart goes off, that could spell a very difficult battle for me. But so far, we're able to take down the opposing Kark and Faceless. So a win there. Cool. Get Valkyrie's Favor. Valkyrie's Favor is really good. Really, really good. Not only does it unlock one of the quests for Airship, which I don't think I'm going to have it available to show. Okay, come on now. But you'll get access to a artifact event expedition, right here if you have Valkyrie's Favor. For me right now, I actually can't even purchase Valkyrie's Favor because of the way it worked out, but I have 137 days left on my subscription, which is cool. That's something that Hero Wars itself did for me. I did not. There's no way that you can extend your Valkyrie's Favor that long, which is unfortunate. They should allow you to do that, if I'm being honest. I can actually probably talk to someone and see if they'll entertain that idea. But yeah, so that's kind of what we're looking at there. Let's see. Oh, I need to do one more battle. I'm not super confident right now with my Grand Arena team, so I will come back to that. But let's go ahead and look at what we have available. Everyone's using Sebastian. That is not what you want to see. Reaper, it's you. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. Let's see. I would have no chance right there. Yasmin's been really, really annoying for my team. All right. I guess can see what happened against Lord Soth. Don't love this matchup, like, honestly, at all. But I guess I'll throw in, I'm just going to leave it as is and see what happens. I probably won't win this one, but I need to make my attacks, so it doesn't really matter. I'm going to speed it up. Basically, the problem here is not only does Galahad, oh, we won. That was surprising. I was not expecting to win that one. I guess some of his artifacts were not entirely focused on defense, but hypothetically, his team should have been able to beat my team. But it didn't. So, yay. All right, cool. I'm not going to complain about that. That is, we did what we wanted to do. We did our attacks. I know, right? I forgot to do arena too. I was so focused on we have to do 10 more days at number 1 to get the frame. All right. Well then. All right. Sorry. We're not all there yet, but yeah, that's a pretty cool achievement. If you can get that frame, that is a big deal. That's pretty cool. Let's see. So I'm done with having to get these items, but it looks like the shop just reset. So I don't really need EXP potions. Arena shop. I don't need any of those heroes. Those are all absolute. I need more of this item. Okay, we'll take that item then. We will see what's here. Okay, so I need that fragment eventually, but not yet. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and claim this blued plate armor. Tower shop. Don't need any of those heroes. I need these flaming hearts. I need like a million of these. Like they just need to have these on sale for me at all times. Yeah, and I forgot to do the arena as well because I was so focused on, well, two things, classwork and also on the guild war that we had, which was a nail biter, if I'm being honest. Again, just a great match against a very formidable team. All seeing eye, rulers globus. Okay, let's grab that. Need jet because we are still at 46 more soulstones away so far. So close, but so far. Minotaur's head, need that. The Vanquished Absolute. Eventually, I will need a bunch of those. Trickster's Cane, Helion, Harpoon. Don't want that right now. Outland. Do I need any of these right now? Daredevil's not a priority. The Runian Helm. Yeah, okay, why not? I'm also going to go ahead and grab one of these large skinstone chests. And we're just going to open it because I need a bunch. And I'm not even kidding, like a million of these intelligence skinstones. So we grabbed that. Let's see. I didn't open my flawless artifact chests. I'll probably do that a little later, maybe even like next week on a live stream or on the live stream. But I'm thinking that I did everything that I needed to do for this particular round. I don't know. Does anyone have any last minute questions before I sign off for the day and watch some? I'm probably gonna end up watching some NBA basketball. It's kind of the plan. I'm obviously gonna have to do some earning of some guild activity points. I have 65 energy. We'll go ahead and use it on Kark. Let's see. So, need another heart. Okay, and I need a lot of these. Hopefully get at least one. Two, okay. Take that. But yeah, so a very productive stream. I feel like we got a lot of info out there. I'm actually going to go ahead and just use exchange items for the rest of these because I can. So I'm going to use 100 of these guys. Now you can't always exchange items, especially if you're like one of, if you just start a new account or if you're you don't have very many items to basically spare. But for me, this is an easy and quick and dirty way of getting 1,700 guild activity without having to worry about, making sure I get every single drop of energy. I probably should be more focused on that, but I'm not for this particular stream purposes. Why, right? So we're just going to do 12 of these, 12 of these. I could do more, but let's see what that gives us. So 872, that should give us enough energy to at least, well, I guess I can do up to a couple more. So we can get 4,500 since I didn't really do too much today. I don't really need these Dragon Slayer's spears too often, so 201 should be donatable. And thanks, Gary. I appreciate it. I am about to probably log off pretty soon. Thanks so much for sticking around. I really appreciate it. Thanks you to everyone. And I got to shout out, again, thank you so much to Splash with the X in there. Splash, right? And then thank you so much for Reaper again for the kind donations. It really does mean a lot. And thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you all next week.